All right, everyone. So right now, Bitcoin is nearing 100K, which is unbelievable. I believe that in 2025, a lot of you have the potential to become multi-millionaires. The only thing is, in order for you to get there, it's going to come down to you having conviction and being very persistent in some of the plays that you're in. You have to be able to tune out the noise because Bitcoin wasn't able to get to where it's at right now without people having conviction, being persistent, and being able to tune out the noise. Now, before I continue in this video, for anyone that's looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits and extra bonuses of up to $10,000. And if you're a leverage trader, you can use up to 500x leverage. There's also going to be a link to my Patreon down below for anyone that wants to find some exclusive content and know what I'm buying, when I'm buying as well. All right. And you'll also find a link to Tradices for anyone that's looking for a great crypto indicator. Now take a look at this. Bitcoin dominance is just crazy. 60% dominance right now for Bitcoin. It's just crazy, right? Bitcoin's nearing this 100K mark. And then if we look at a lot of these altcoins, they're not really doing much. It looks like Ethereum is finally pumping a little bit, but not really. Solana is on the move. You know, a lot of these altcoins aren't doing much. And I know how easy it is to just lose focus and lose hope. You feel like maybe I should have only bought Bitcoin because that's the only thing that's really making people money right now. But the thing is, you have to be patient because Bitcoin is doing its thing. You just have to sit back, relax, put your feet up and be like, okay, well, I have my bag set. So it's only a matter of time before these altcoins start to pump, because Bitcoin at one point wasn't pumping at all. It was just chilling. And a lot of these meme coins were pumping, and one or two of the altcoins, if you are in the right place, okay, like Sweet, for example. But what you have to do right now is be patient, have conviction, make sure you're in the right narrative, because narrative is super important in this bull run. It's literally the difference between you becoming rich and you just continuing to not being rich, really and truly, right? So you got to be patient and you have to be in the right place and you have to have that conviction. If the conviction isn't there, then anytime there's any sort of FUD in the market, you're going to panic sell. And what happens when you panic sell? The rebound happens, and then the coin takes off. You find yourself in a situation where you're going to be chasing down the coin and you're never going to get a good entry price. And before you know it, we're in a bear market again, and you just missed out on life-changing opportunities. Your neighbors are rich, but you're the only one right there just going into work the very next day. We don't want that to happen unless you love your job, then that's completely fine. Also, we need to stop chasing coins. And I can't stress this enough. I hate to sound like a broken record or whatever, but there are so many coins being created in this market that there is absolutely no reason to be chasing coins. Your bag should already be packed if you're into utility plays. And if you're into meme coins, you need to be finding these coins where it's at a good entry price, where it's just trading sideways, it's consolidating. You know, we don't want to be chasing these things at all-time highs. And I know that some of you still chase these coins at all-time highs. Some of you still refuse to learn how to read charts, maybe because you find it boring. So you rely on people to bring information on YouTube, and if someone even mentions a coin, you're going to hop into it, not knowing if they had already been in that coin from long before. You just want to hop in because someone is talking about it. I can tell you right now that if I even mention a random coin. So yesterday I was on Dex Screener, and it's no longer here, but I saw a Solana meme coin, MSTR 2100. It was created on Solana literally yesterday, and I saw that the coin was sitting at $1 billion market cap. Less than a 24-hour old coin is sitting at $1 billion market cap. And I can guarantee if I even mentioned that coin, someone would have bought it at $1 billion market cap. Now I'm here on Dex Screener. I see that coin nowhere. What happened to that coin? It just completely vanished. And this is like, you guys have to be extremely careful. You can't just be jumping into coins just because people are talking about it, and you can't be jumping into coins without looking at the charts. That's how you get destroyed in this crypto space, right? Or even this one, I have talked about Frog on my channel a few times. We got into, or I brought it to YouTube at like a 300K market cap. And in my last video, I noticed how some people are saying how they're mad they got rugged on Frog, they don't trust it, and Frog relaunched, and now as you can see here, there's two frogs. So this one that I have highlighted is the one that initially we got into, and then this is the relaunch Frog right here. But people's like, well, the first frog, they got rugged, so they definitely don't feel like they're going to trust the second frog, which is completely fine. But my question is, where did you get in? Because if you got in, if you chased that pump when it was over $1 million market cap, then that wasn't as clever, in my personal opinion. Okay, because Frog went, it did like a 200x in like 3 days. You should not be chasing these sort of pumps. It makes absolutely no sense. There's always another play. Why are you guys so adamant about chasing these pumps? It just doesn't make any sense. Here's another one. So Speedy, talked about this one a couple times on this channel. It's been a while since I've talked about it, right? And in my videos, I said, hey, I don't know where the price is going to bottom out at, because this thing had a insane pump already. This thing went all the way to a market cap of 45 million. And as you can see here at the beginning of October, this thing was, it was under a million, like 300,000 or maybe even less. All right. But some people want to chase this thing at the all-time high. Even if I just mention it or someone else just mention it, they feel like, oh, that's a buy signal. No, that is not the buy signal. Everyone needs to understand the difference between coverage and actually saying, hey, I think this is a good entry for you guys to buy. Because if you bought it at 45 mil, right now you don't know what to do with this thing. It's sitting in a market cap of 12 mil. Could it bounce back? Absolutely. But we need to be extremely careful in where we are actually entering these plays, and realize that there's always going to be another play. Now, I've mentioned this to my Patreon members, how anytime we're looking at a coin to hop into, we need to obviously take a look at the charts. But if you really feel like you're looking at a coin that has some serious potential, one thing that you can do is just set your alerts. Here on Deck Screener, here to the right where my cursor is, this is the alerts button. If you click on this, you can just set your alert so that when this coin reaches whatever price that looks good to you, then you're going to be alerted, and then you can make that purchase. So we need to be very strategic moving forward on how we actually enter these coins, because know that there's going to be another play. There is always another play. So right now, this is, what do I have pulled up? Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. I brought this one to you guys a very long time ago. If you got in, you made some good money. If you didn't get in, know that there's always going to be another play. But if you missed the boat, and then all of a sudden you realize that everybody's talking about DOGE. So you said, okay, well, it's time to get into this one. And then you decided you wanted to FOMO in at a $500 million market cap. And then it just pulled back on you all the way down to recently it went as low as $200 million market cap. At that point, you're probably like, okay, what do I do now? And this is what I mean by we have to know what we are doing in this market. We can't just be buying blindly all the time, because at the end of the day, we're trying to maximize the gains that we're making. We're not just trying to be buying every single second. Something is at a $500 million market cap and you're FOMOing into it. How does that even make any sense? This cycle, people are looking at these coins that's at like $1 billion market cap or even $4 billion market cap and thinking, hey, that valuation is way too high. I'm trying to find a price that is cheaper, and you're going to be FOMOing into something at a $500 million market cap? That is crazy to me. On Deck Screener, what I like about Deck Screener is you can actually check the age of these coins. Okay, so let's pull up Frog, for example. Let's pull up the recent Frog, the relaunch Frog. What you're going to notice is, where is it here? Actually, let's do this. You don't even need to do all of that. So if I just type in Frog, right? The relaunch Frog, it says right here where my cursor is, it has been here for a day and 21 hours, so almost 2 days. So this is also a lot of information to you. If you're looking at a coin and you say that the coin is like a day old, 3 days old, and then the market cap is like 300 million, 500 million, that's enough sign to tell you, hey, I don't need to be buying this coin. The market cap ran up way too high, way too fast. There needs to be a massive crash before I hop back into before I hop into this thing. But some of you aren't looking at the age of the coin. You're just looking at just the price. Actually, you're not even looking at the market cap. You're looking at just the price, and you're FOMOing into these things. Always look at the date. The date is super important. Just like I mentioned earlier, that MSTR 2100, which was launched yesterday, and then it ran up to $1 billion market cap in less than 24 hours. That is not even normal. But I can guarantee if I mention that coin, some of you would have bought it. And that is a problem. If you're going to get rich in 2025, you have to be clever on how you go about these things. Stop the FOMO. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you need to be able to do your own research and make sure you look at the charts, look at the market cap. Matter of fact, you should ignore the price. Ignore the price completely and look at the market cap. That should be your main focus for 2025 if you want to maximize the amount of gains that you get in this bull run. Otherwise, you're just going to be the next person that the bull run just passed on by, or that next person that lost all of their money in the bull run because you just kept chasing coins and you didn't know what you were doing. You followed some people on YouTube, some people that you actually trust in, and just because they covered a coin, you feel like that means the coin is good to buy right now. No, that doesn't mean that the coin is good to buy right now. All that being said, there's nothing wrong with doing a DCA, so a dollar cost average, into some of these coins if you actually do have high conviction in a coin. But why do you have that high conviction? It can't just be, oh, everybody's talking about it, so I have high conviction in this coin. No, that doesn't make any sense. You should have had done your research, and that's how you build up actual high conviction into some of these coins. All right. Now, if you're a altcoin investor, a utility investor, like you want to buy buying coins like Caspa, those are solid plays where you can really do some nice dollar cost average. But when it comes to like meme coins and stuff, don't try to convince yourself, or don't lie to yourself that you are a long-term investor and you have high conviction in a coin, in a meme coin, just because other people are talking about it. Like, that's no real conviction. That's just you being FOMO. You have high FOMO. You don't have high conviction in that coin. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I just want to make sure that you guys are prepared and you're not doing anything silly in 2025, which is going to cost you big time. We want to make the most amount of money as possible in crypto, and you can get there as long as you're smart about the way that you approach things. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below. And until next time, take care.